5:05, time to call the meeting to order. We do have a quorum.
Yes.
Has everyone read the minutes from the last meeting?
Yes.
Does anyone have anything they would like to change or add or correct?
Good job, as usual.
Well, that's Jen.
I
She
know.
does a good job.
I know. I don't. I read them, but I've probably forgotten about them. But I didn't have any questions.
I didn't either. I thought they were good. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Oh, goody, we've done that. So now it's up to Miss Tracy.
Yes.
With the
In terms of a budget update, so we received the preliminary information from Triton, which obviously is a big component of our operating budget. We're in a somewhat enviable position this year as Newbury passed the override and didn't need to appropriate the full amount because last year Triton ended up reducing their assessment. So we're in a position that we're able to afford it without consideration of any kinds of overrides or anything like that. This is their preliminary number, and the indications are that it's only gonna go down. So this is, you're seeing what we've all been talking about,
Yeah.
happening again. But from, with your finance cap on, the numbers are shaking out well for us this year in terms of funding operating budgets and not needing to
Excellent.
pursue an override. So the one thing I did want to talk to you about is a request for reserve fund transfer. Right now, we've only appropriated $2,500 for the safe replacement and $1,600 for the LifePak cardiac monitor. So we've still got a substantial amount of the reserve available. Early last week, I took the resignation of the assistant assessor. Late last week, I took the resignation of the principal assessor. So the timing is very unfortunate. They've both gone to other positions making substantially more money. When we reorganized the assessor's function about 5.5 years ago, by design, I hired an assistant assessor to kind of come in because we didn't have any money and we were trying to piece things together. And she did an amazing job at working through the position. She was learning too. At this point in time, so we got her for a lower rate. At this point in time, both of the positions have been reviewed with the Mass Municipal Personnel Association. They do salary surveys. I don't know if you're familiar with that. And we're looking at them, and we've got ranges where we're probably $30,000 to $40,000 low in payments. Each town, it's very hard to evaluate because each city and town does things differently, particularly in that function of government. Some hire outside firms to do data collection and to do the analysis. We do it in-house. I prefer to keep it that way because I think your data, there's much more integrity to your data when you're conducting the analysis yourself. And we've been very successful as far as having challenges at the appellate tax board. We have prevailed because we have the detailed analysis, conducted here. So I'd like to ask you to give me some flexibility. I'm asking for a reserve fund transfer in the amount of $48,000. That is to be able to negotiate both positions should we get qualified candidates. And we have, the HR board will have to review
I was gonna ask.
anyway.
They-
Yeah, no, they're tomorrow at 1 o'clock,
They
they
have
do
not weighed
next. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock we're meeting. That's the same, there's just one for each of you. So that would just give me the ability to negotiate for both of those positions, because right now, looking at, surrounding communities and what's available, and to be able to draw a professional from another community, an experienced professional, we are not even close to being
So
competitive.
that would give you about $150,000 for the two positions.
For the two.
How do you see those? roughly?
You know what, it's gonna depend. First, I have to go through the classification
With
with the HR board.
Okay.
They do, they apply a whole set of criteria, and they would give me a range, and then it would be based on experience.
Right.
Designations, assessors have to have, certain certifications, they have Massachusetts Assessing Office, and then they have, you know, a series of other certifications that they get. These jobs are getting super technical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you're asking for 48,
Yep,
and you only have 5 months. So are we looking at,
whatever we
Yeah.
have, it will come for next year's budget too.
so,
Yep,
in other words,
that would be the full
We're-
amount. That would be the full amount for next year.
so you don't need 48 for this year?
I wouldn't need 48 through the end of the fiscal year, but that would be
You know what I'm
total.
saying? You only have half a year
Right,
to add. So if you're adding 48 this year and
Right.
you use it all
yep,
to finish the year,
but that would
then
be
you're
the,
gonna need 200 next year instead of 150, or 200.
right,
That's
right.
my point, that's all.
yeah. It would, whatever we don't use would close back out to free
I know,
cash.
I know.
Yeah.
So-
Either place. But I'd like to know, if I'm gonna hire someone, I wanna know that the money, the funding is available for.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
I just want,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, because we're only half a year,
It's only
yeah,
half a year,
definitely,
so you,
definitely.
position, if in fact you use it all, and and those salaries were carried forward, it would be closer to 200
Yeah, no,
next year,
no.
yeah, for the full year, something like that.
So you're not anticipating needing to use it all?
Not for fiscal year
Right.
2019, no,
Okay,
no.
so it's just.
But it would be enough to fund a full position for the
Plus,
year, right?
Yeah, plus benefits and stuff.
Plus
Those are
benefits and
another-
everything.
another-
But I am concerned, obviously the timing kind of stinks that there will be no one physically in the office as of March 21st. So I'm, you know, and we've made significant progress in that office, although you may hear from some taxpayers that they're unsatisfied with what they're getting. I feel very confident that our values are solid.
Yeah.
They're defendable, if you will, when we get into the appellate tax board.
Yeah.
We are doing things pretty much by the book now. There's always improvement that we can, you know, we can make, but for the most part,
And our delinquency is negligible, right?
tax collections are up 99% right
Yeah.
now.
Oh, wow, very good,
Yeah.
very good. So,
When we started a few years back, we have delinquent.
Excuse me.
do you need?
What
to
was
get
the total
something?
amount
Okay.
delinquent that we had back, over a
We
million?
were, yeah, well
Yeah.
over $1 million.
All right, so I would like to ask for a vote.
We Need a motion, I guess.
Motion to create
Excuse me.
$48,000 to be transferred to the assessor's salary and wages?
On reserve, right?
Yes, from the reserves.
I'll make the motion. We sort of discussed that already, but.
We really did kind of discuss. Anybody have any more questions?
I just have one. The 30 to 40K shortfall is across both positions.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
All right, all in favor? Aye. All right, obviously there are no nays,
So it's 4,
4-0.
4,
Great. Thank you. Oh, we would have on here budget,
Oh,
building project and the
Oh,
budget
yeah.
calendar.
Building project.
The chairman made a report to the Board of Selectmen about a week ago. Things are moving at a very rapid clip. They're hoping to meet their timelines. That's gonna be really important for them to keep the costs down. But all indications are that, you know, it's gonna be more than the $6.5 million that we have appropriated.
I received the call.
You did.
Relative to that, just kind of an informal
Update, yeah.
update, that perhaps as the finance committee reviews the capital requests for next year, we would not be too eager to necessarily support them, because there could be a request from the building committee for some significant money.
I would have a concern
I don't know if
about that.
I don't know if
but-
I'm stating that correctly, but.
Well, the chairman and I spoke, and we definitely want to be
There was a
conservative.
concern about not going for any kind of an override or more debt exclusion or anything like that.
Oh, I
That was
don't-
expressed to me.
the board hasn't discussed
Okay.
that at all.
I'm just saying it was an informal conversation.
Okay.
Is there any estimate as to how far over the 6
It wasn't, the initial numbers that they were looking at was just a little over $1 million, so it wasn't, they've made a lot of adjustments to the
Yeah.
facility, so
Okay.
it's smaller, they've made a lot of accommodations to keep the pricing down. But it looked like it would be in the $1 million range, but it's still too soon because we haven't gone out to bid.
Yeah.
So I think those decisions will have to be made once we've got the numbers in hand.
So we would be looking at fall town meeting for something.
That's what the timing would look like. We do have, we've been aware of the fact that there would likely be a shortfall for quite some time. So we've been trying to put some money, any available balances and funds, we've been keep sweeping those into an account to, it's got a couple $100,000, it's not gonna, make the project. We do have some free cash. So we have that available, but I'd definitely be concerned about wiping out all of our reserves to fund that. I think we'll have to
Well,
kind
yeah,
of talk
I don't
about
think
that.
that was suggested. I think it was just kind of an alert to
Yeah, I mean, we,
look for,
things that aren't,
there's some potential increases.
right. We have, I'm trying to think what we have before the CPC right now. We have radio, what are they called, radio voters, I want to call them repeaters, but they're not repeaters, up on the water tank. That's like a $60,000 appropriation.
Didn't we?
That's a public safety
We
issue.
just did that.
I thought we
Yeah.
voted on that.
But
We've done
that's.
that already.
Things are
Right.
done, yeah.
But these are so I thought you said you didn't want to see those funded. Those were the capital projects that we
No,
presented
it was
to
just a
you.
concern going forward
Gotcha, okay,
next year.
okay.
What about the budget calendar?
We're on target for the end of the month,
Okay,
so you
so
should get your
right-
booklet.
right now, on our calendar,
Yep.
it says finalized budget votes on Tuesday, the 26th.
Yep.
Does that look more like it's gonna be?
You'll have your books on the 26th. I think Marshall wanted to have a joint meeting with the selectmen, so we were looking at doing it, calling a special meeting the first week, April? Is that what it's
He's
called?
got, prepare FinCom booklet on the 1st and then on the 2nd of April. Is that an April Fool's joke that he's putting in? The 2nd is FinCom.
Yeah, we were gonna try, I asked the chairman of the Board of Selectmen, and he said that they would call the special meeting in April, the first week in April, so you could all do it together.
Okay,
So it'll be your meeting that they'll come to, if that works.
we'll let them come.
Yeah.
And you will do your dog and pony, whatever.
I was just thinking that.
Whatever
Actually,
you do.
the selectmen don't want one,
Oh. Okay.
Oh, my.
but
You
I'm
gotta
happy to
have
do it
something.
for you guys.
You gotta have something. You gotta have something.
Do we have any other transfers?
Nope.
Great,
Nothing else.
all right, that's good. Do we have any committee reports for CPC or district? I don't think that we do, I don't.
Not since the last, they did have, I wasn't able to go to that. They had another meeting, but, it was mostly about the budget.
Oh, DCC.
The last, the
Yeah.
district committee. I did have one question.
No.
You sounded like Larry.
Yes, you are.
No, this is Frank. He's a Frank. This is
Oh, that's a
Frank.
Frank
This is
question.
a Frank.
And you know,
question.
that's my fault, because I forgot we were quarterly.
Yeah, I know, but now you got it. Just help me out with
Which one?
stabilization.
Right,
How do we get to 430? What's that 180? You know what I'm talking about?
nope.
Okay, now,
The, first page.
Page 1?
Not the.
That was the money
It's not
we, that was the money that we transferred in,
Okay.
because we had an excess
That's
levy
the excess levy
capacity.
capacity.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember. So there's 490,000
Yep,
in our stabilization,
Yes.
right, as of now, with
Yes.
there's no commitment of any of that, so.
no, we'll
That's
have a
really
few
what I was-
proposals in the April town meeting.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Excellent.
All right, and what is that? What is that free cash?
1.5.
1.5. All right.
Does anybody have any other business?
Um, I do not.
No,
Anything from anybody else? Wow, I should do meetings more often.
very
You
efficient.
can do them anytime you want. We'll
So our
keep
next-
Marshall away.
Our next meeting date is April 2nd.
Right.
Yep.
All right, do I hear a motion?
To adjourn?
Yes,
Sure. So moved.
a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Wow, we're good.